Hello everyone, welcome to the channel here, MeteoMark's Weather. Great to have you here with me today. We're going to be watching severe weather across parts of the plains, Mississippi River Valley, spreading eastward throughout the week. And we'll also be taking a look at the northern fringe of some of these storm systems. Over the next couple weeks, we'll take a look at your complete winter storm outlook, especially for the north here. And your complete tropical update, we'll take a look at those sea surface temperatures, moisture as we continue with above average rainfall across much of the Caribbean into Central America. Let's get into it. All right, so looking at our future radar here as we head through the rest of Sunday evening. Yeah, we're going to be watching those lake effect snow streamers off Lake Ontario here, the New York State Thruway between Rochester, Syracuse overnight into early Monday morning. That kicks off as high pressure starts to build in a bit. Southwesterly flow starts to kick in. Now look at here across parts of the southern plains. We're going to have to watch for that squall line. I want to cover just the winter weather initially first here. So let's just back this up as we head through. Here it is, 6 p.m. on Monday. You can see the snow really starting to blossom here across eastern Colorado, Nebraska, into parts of eastern Nebraska and central Kansas as we head through 7 p.m. on Tuesday the 4th. So that is the snowy side of this system. Now, I wanted to touch on the severe weather aspect of this system. So as we head through 3 p.m. on Sunday, yeah, we do start to get some isolated severe cranking across north central Texas into Oklahoma. It becomes a little bit more widespread as we head through the evening hours. Watch out, Dallas-Fort Worth area could have some stronger cells moving through. But the big story here is going to be, here we go. This is Monday afternoon. Watch what starts to happen. You can see that southwesterly flow coming in, and then we get the Gulf flow here with the tropical moisture. And then we have that low pressure forming across southeastern part of Colorado. This is where we're going to start to see explosive development of severe weather, central part of Oklahoma City, down to Dallas-Fort Worth. This is 7 a.m. on the 4th. So this is getting into Tuesday morning. So late Monday into early Tuesday, we get a squall line forming, some supercells out ahead of it here. Tornadic activity is definitely looking like a possibility here. And look at that, eastern Texas. This is noon hour on the 4th. Look at this sharp squall line forming here across Louisiana, parts of Arkansas, the Mississippi River Valley region through 5 p.m. on Tuesday. You can see that racing east. This is going to be a big severe weather outbreak throughout portions of much of the Mississippi River Valley southern plains here. So there's the last frame. You can see that classic comma shape here across the plains. Let's take a look at synoptic outlook. And actually, before we take a look at the synoptic larger scale outlook, I wanted to show you some TorCon parameters here at 5 p.m. on Monday the 3rd here. You can see TorCon parameters heading up towards 2 and 3 across north central Texas into Oklahoma. As this line heads east throughout 6 a.m. on Tuesday, this is where the biggest tornadic threat here lies across eastern Texas. These green areas, you're getting upwards in excess of 1 to 2 on the TorCon. And then Houston area right around 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning, this is dangerous. We're actually heading up towards some of these values, as you can see on our scale, towards 3 and 3.5. This is not good. This is where the biggest risk of rotating storms would be across central and western Louisiana, and then heading towards New Orleans as we head through 7 p.m. on your Tuesday the 4th. If we take a look at those CAPE values, convective available potential energy, there it is, feeding into, this is Monday at 6 p.m. This is where the values really start to plume north into Oklahoma area. Some of these values approaching 2,000 joules per kilogram here as we head into eastern Texas, the overnight hours into the early morning hours of Tuesday morning. That's stretching to the east into Louisiana and Arkansas, and we could have some stronger storms as far north as Missouri. So picking up where our feature radar left off, as we start, the new week here, it is much warmer once again than it was on the weekend. High pressure along the East Coast. That's got that southerly flow. Our big, massive low pressure system moving through the central states. This is where you're going to see those severe thunderstorms kick up across the southern plains. So there it is. You can see that convection on the backside. You're seeing that heavy snow across the central and the northern plains. Lots of severe weather as we head through the 4th here. So as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, this racing severe weather will blast to the east here, and we're going to see more of it. Maybe some squall lines up into parts of eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, all the way down to the Gulf Coast here. We're seeing quite a big storm system here as it winds up across Illinois Illinois with heavy snow on the backside. You can see lots of rain and wind, even some thunderstorms into parts of the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast as we head into the 5th. So we're heading into Wednesday here. And then on the backside of it, we get these snow showers. There's the squall line moving off the East Coast, snow shower action across parts of the Northeast. And then our next system starts to develop a little bit further to the north here towards Chicago as we head into the 8th. But there's a lot more colder air to work with here on the north side. So we'll have to watch northern Ohio, southern Michigan, all over towards parts of north central Pennsylvania, upstate New York for the potential maybe some for accumulating snows here. And some of these snow could amount to maybe advisory to warning criteria, maybe 4 to 8 inches in some of these areas. You can see some of these darker blues and white zones showing up here as the low pressure moves across Pittsburgh. I know most of you in Pittsburgh have told me it has just been rain and mixed events, really no major accumulating snows, and that looks to continue here as we head throughout the 8th into the 9th. This low tries to spin up off the coast. We do get another area of low pressure across the Carolinas, maybe some colder air on the north side of it here towards Richmond as well, so we'll have to watch. Let me just back it up for that weekend system here into the Ohio Valley. Starting as rain in Cleveland and Harrisburg, but look at that, ending as snow as we head through Saturday and early Sunday of next weekend. So there it is, pulling off the coast. We head longer term, another clipper dives here for early next week and tries to go coastal off the coast. But all in all, you can see as we head into the second week of March, it is going to look warmer as we head through the middle of March. Another severe weather outbreak across parts of the Deep South. Low winding up across parts of Chicago and Michigan. That's going to bring you some heavy snow, maybe some blizzard conditions. And look at that. Cold air pouring into parts of the Northeast, Eastern Great Lakes. So we're going to set up those lake effect streamers once again. And then look at this. Another storm system moving across the northern plains. Northern side, we'll have to watch for some heavy wet snow here on the 17th into the 18th as a double barrel low sets up across the mid-Atlantic here. So there you have it. Active weather pattern. So let's take a look at the European model here. Things start off really quiet as we can see here. Look at this. High pressure building in for Monday along the East Coast, Tuesday. Now this is where the severe weather really starts to get cranking across the midsection. You can see the squall line, north central Texas, all the way to eastern Kansas. Look at this low pressure system. This is a classic Colorado low kicking out of the Colorado area, those central plains, 986 millibars to the south of that. We're going to see that heavy thunderstorm chance, tornadic action here on the backside of it, blizzard conditions in parts of eastern Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas. This is going to wind eastward. Watch out the south. This is going to bring that massive squall line. Could we get a squall line up into parts of Ohio? We'll have to see here. It's looking a little bit more marginal for that as most of the dynamics here are across the southern Appalachians down and through Georgia. This is for Wednesday, by the way, pushing a lot of rain, but look at this. Here with that secondary boundary, we do start to see some severe weather potentially trying to fire from Cleveland down to eastern parts of Ohio, West Virginia, down and through the Appalachians there with that second boundary moving through. And then that moves into central Pennsylvania and upstate New York. We could see two squall lines here, one along the East Coast, one into the Northeast and eastern Great Lakes. And then we see that low pressure pulling up with snow showers on the backside of it for Thursday morning, Cleveland, Erie, all the way down to West Virginia. We pull that low up into the Canadian Maritimes and watch this. Yeah, we leave you with this. That next low pressure forming across South Texas. Could this be a more southerly track? If we take a look at precipitation amounts here, just for this week on our European run, you can see what we're looking at. We are looking at quite a bit in the way of heavy. Most of this is rain. On the back side of this, you'll see some snow, liquid equivalent to that snow. But look at that. We're looking at average of about 3/4 to 1.5 inches here across much of the east. And looking at these snowfall amounts, this week is going to be another week with very little snow across the east. We might see a little bit up here into upstate New York, northern New England. Most of the snow is going to be bottled up here across the central and northern plains, Rocky Mountain regions, where we could see those 6 to 12 inch totals, especially in the purple, darker purple zones. If we take a look at the snowfall here on the GFS model for this week, very similar. We do start to see some in the Appalachians here, the highest elevations come late week here. But look at this. We do get a little system next weekend that tries to push through northeast Ohio, getting upwards of 5, 6, 7 inches. This might be more lake enhanced variety snow. But as we go through the central part of the month, through the 13th here, you can see most of the east is void of snow, with the exception on this northern periphery from the Midwest, Great Lakes, and into parts of the northern Northeast here. Those snow belt areas picking up 6 inches or more through the middle part of March. So on the GFS, I wanted to show you in further detail this potential for that Friday, late Friday into Saturday potential snowstorm for parts of the Northeast. So it's actually in 2 phases, Friday night, Saturday, and then another reinforcing shot Saturday night and Sunday. So this would stretch, we have plenty of time to watch this. This could change, but we're looking Cleveland area, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches up into parts of upstate New York, northern New England. We could be looking at, stretching all the way from the Midwest into Michigan area, and then especially here into northwest Pennsylvania, northeast Ohio. I'll keep an eye on it here for you, but that is an interesting trend on the GFS model for next weekend. And looking at our upper air pattern here for our GFS model, yeah, we do get that ridge come midweek here, but we're all looking at the overall medium range here. We can see troughiness really kicking in late week. We just get one system after another, ridge developing out west here into western North America. That does pivot to the east towards around the 12th, 13th of March. But look what replaces it come the 15th. Yeah, we're going to see this active weather pattern flip-flopping back and forth. If we look at the Euro, a very similar picture. There's that storm mid to late week, and we just get this troughiness throughout next weekend into early next week. A ridge developing by the middle of that week. But look at these negatively tilted troughs. This is going to set us up for a very stormy time of it here across the east. If we look at our NAO index, yes, we are very positive right now, but towards the middle part of the second week into the third week of March, so we approach the middle of March, we are going neutral, and some models take us slightly negative. So colder, snowier times look to be ahead. If we look at the MJO index, that also aligning pretty well with the NAO index. We are in the active phase here of 1 and especially 2. Towards the end of March, it looks like we will progress towards phase 3. So we'll start to quiet things out here as we go towards the first part of April. But yeah, we got to get through March here. March is definitely going to be like a lion here. And before we continue with more weather coverage, don't forget, if you made it this far in the video and you like it, smash that like button, everyone. It really does help. Question or comment down below. I'd love to read your questions or comments. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe bell notification button so you're alerted with all my future weather video updates. Let's continue, everyone. And Eric Grenschler here on February 26th, Middle Creek Wildlife. Snow geese. Look at this. The annual snow geese making their trek across the area. Look at that. There they are up in the sky. And as we just progress here, you can see there they are off in the distance, making their annual trip, so to speak. And looks like a very nice day out there. And there it is. There's the last one. This is where Middle Creek, this is where they like to land and congregate, so to speak here. So very nice captures. Looks like a beautiful day as well there. Derek Rentschler, Lebanon County, Pennsylvania, Middle Creek area. And a sunset here from John in the Islip, New York area on Friday, the 28th of February. Look at this. You can't get much better than this for a sunset. This is beautiful. This time of year, you can really get some beautiful sunsets, those orangish and reddish colors. Look at that off in the distance here. Those wispy clouds, those cirrus clouds, making it all the better. As we just progress to the next photo here, you can see, look at that, behind all these trees here. Those are reddish colors as the sun really dips below the horizon, bends and refracts that light, especially through those clouds and the atmosphere. It can give you some beautiful, nice captures, beautiful, amazing captures here. John from the Islip, New York area. And looking at the tropics here, hello to all my Caribbean viewers, Central America, everybody down here in the tropics. It's always wonderful to cover your weather down here. So look at this front up here across the north central Atlantic, that's moving out. You do have, as we head through the third here, you can make out this frontal boundary here. This is where the moisture is going to focus the next couple days. You can see through the 4th into the 5th. You can see these showers hanging out across Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico during the day as well, Lesser Antilles. So you can kind of see the flow pattern is up here. And then, of course, the trade winds down here. So we're getting 2 plumes of moisture here. This northern plume affecting the north central Caribbean islands through the 6th into the 7th. Now, we do get another push of a front here coming down, as you can see, through this section of the northwestern Caribbean through Jamaica, especially the 7th into the 8th. You can see these showers just getting across parts of the North Central Caribbean, this front. So these fronts will start to try to make it down into parts of the Central Caribbean, never making it further to the south in the east here as we head through the 9th into the 10th. Watch out, though. This next front, this could be a big problem across the area because we start to see evidence of some bigger tropical moisture plumes heading up across Belize, parts of northern Honduras, and eventually South Florida and the Bahamas here. You can see this next front trying to make a run, but it doesn't have much luck. Look at this, though. We do start to see evidence of some bigger tropical moisture southeast of Trinidad, Tobago, some more moisture heading northwestward here across the central part of North America or Central America here. And look at this. All in all, you can see we are still averaging above averages for precipitation here, essentially, through the middle part of March here. And the last frame here, you can see March 15th. Yeah, we got some showers moving through the Lesser Antilles. More shower action here across Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Haiti, Jamaica as well. And then that north coast of Honduras really starts to moisten up again that second week of March. And here we go. Thanks to Tropical Tidbits for our European tropical analysis here. We can see, look at the front moving through. This is actually associated with that frontal boundary through Nicaragua, Honduras, Jamaica, through the area of Haiti, and eventually Dominican Republic here as we get through the first part of the week here. You can see the front kind of washing out. Lots of splash and dash showers. We'll go over those rainfall amounts momentarily here, but you can see the front kind of hanging up across the southeastern Bahamas here, just north of Dominican Republic and Jamaica, but we do get that tropical moisture feeding into it from the south here in the Pacific side, and that's going to feed into this frontal boundary just to the north. You can see the heaviest precipitation staying well to the north here. Look at this, though, across the Gulf of Mexico. We could be seeing that squall line here moving to the east, and that's moving across Florida here, so that's going to be interesting. That is going to get another front down in through parts of Cancun, parts of Belize here as we head through the latter part of the week here. Look at this front. This is a pretty strong front. It makes it all the way down through parts of the northwestern Caribbean as we head through March 6th. We're still dealing with some scattered showers here across the north central Caribbean islands. That front kind of lifts out to the northeast here. Look at Jamaica, though. Through Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. We're going to continue to see these showers, especially eastern Honduras as well. We're going to watch that through Saturday, March 8th here. Scattered showers continuing. Sea surface temperature analysis here. We are less than 100 days from hurricane season. Look at this warm water, about 1.5 to as much as 3.5 degrees above average here from the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean, all the way through the western and central Atlantic. This is alarming. If we take a look at precipitation across the Caribbean here, rainfall amounts through midweek here, they're centered across Nicaragua, Honduras, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Haiti, southeastern Bahamas here. This area, we're going to see those 25 to 50 millimeters, I should say, on average here. And that's just going to continue through the middle of the month. You see, it's not really piling up heavy, but each day you're going to get these showers popping up, especially across this area. And I just want to show you here on the European run as well this week. You can really see it in high resolution through Saturday. Next Saturday, the 8th, you can see we're averaging about anywhere from 15 to as much as 35 millimeters of rainfall here, especially western parts of Dominican Republic, eastern Haiti, Jamaica, and all the way down through parts of Honduras and Nicaragua here. Now, if we go a little bit further out here on our previous run of the Euro, this gets us through the middle of the month. You can see we do start to moisten things up along the north coast of Honduras here. Some areas getting 90 to 120 millimeters on average here. Belize, you're pushing up towards 45 to 60. And then look at here, Jamaica, through Dominican Republic, Haiti, eastern Cuba, southeastern Bahamas, especially the Turks and Caicos. This is where we're picking up about 60, 70, maybe 80 millimeters on average. And if we look across the western Atlantic here, eastern Caribbean, similar scenario through the middle of March here. As we just go through the first part into this week, you can see mostly the northern Lesser Antilles here, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti getting hit here, averaging out to 30 to about 70 millimeters on average here. So that'll net you anywhere from about a half, maybe 3/4, 1.25 inches here in some of these darker purple zones. As we look at our Canadian weather forecast here throughout this next week into the following week through middle part of March, as we stretch through the 4th into the 5th, we're going to see that overrunning precipitation. Extreme southern Ontario and Quebec will be mostly rain and mixed precipitation, but it's that northern fringe is where you're going to see that heavy wet snow, even into northern New Brunswick, heavy wet snow. Southern New Brunswick into Nova Scotia, it's going to be mostly rain. Prince Edward Island as well. You see that low pressure winding up across Quebec here. And the Canadian Maritimes, another low forming along the coast here, bringing down some colder air. Next system looks to be a little bit too far to the south here, the 8th into the 9th across the United States. But we do get another clipper diving south here across parts of Ontario and Quebec, trying to kick up some wind and snow showers. Southern British Columbia, we're getting that moisture into the mountains for some very heavy wet snow into those higher elevations. And we try to get some of these systems from the Pacific Northwest to the United States. But you can see, all in all, we're going to see a lot of heavy snow here across central, eastern Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia. So looking at Canadian snowfall here, this is what we're looking at this week. Mid to late week, right around the 5th into the 6th. Southern Ontario, central Ontario, Quebec here, especially southern Quebec, parts of New Brunswick. This is where you could see this more than 15 to 30 centimeters plus of snowfall. So looking very prominent here for snowfall amounts. And we're just going to continue to pile these systems here across southeast Canada. Now, the west coast of Canada, that is where the mountainous regions could see 60 to about 100 centimeters of snow. If we take a look at our temperatures here, you can see warm across the midsection for Monday. We're just holding on to some cooler air up here into the northeast 30s and even some 20s and teens in northern New England. But look how quickly we warm. We're just going to warm this, surging into the 50s and near 60s in parts of the Ohio Valley, mid-Atlantic here. It's just going to get warmer throughout the week. Look at this. Very unseasonable spring-like temperatures just pushing to the north here across our next eastern part of our frontal boundary. We do see a little bit of cooling trend in the 30s and 40s here. Ohio Valley and eastern Great Lakes. Look at this down and through the Gulf Coast area, 60s. All the way 50s northward up along the I-95 corridor Friday. Yeah, it's looking still above average here. Lots of 40s, 50s, and look at this. In the northeast, we get a little bit of a cool shot here towards March 8th next Saturday, but look at that. That's still above average, upper 30s and lower 40s. The extended forecast from our hometown viewers, bringing it into Scranton's upper Susquehanna River Valley, New York, and Pennsylvania. We're looking Monday through Friday here is a big warm-up because, Monday we start off around freezing, but we quickly warm to the 40s to near through the 50s by Wednesday. Look at this with rain. That next storm system bringing a lot of rain through, and then we'll cool it down just a tad in the 40s for Thursday and Friday. Still above seasonal norms. And before we continue with more weather coverage, check out these amazing, awesome maps from my affiliate here.
I am proud to announce that I am now an affiliate with Trilogy Maps. TrilogyMaps.com, bringing you the most digital, customizable maps found nowhere else on the internet. These maps are simply stunning. It's an advanced layering system that makes these maps great for making forecast maps with ease or any other maps that you would like to display important information on. The resolution on these maps is simply amazing. From the detail of everything here in the States, and you can also create stunning, digital, professional layered maps from also across the entire world. And don't forget, in checkout, the discount code option, use my code, MeteoMark, hit apply, and you will get 20% off your order. So if you want the most professional, customizable, and affordable weather maps found nowhere else on the internet, look no further than TrilogyMaps.com. Link in the description down below along with your discount code.
As always, thank you for joining me for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather. Also, don't forget to join me on Facebook at MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, also Twitter at Weather Eastern. Don't forget it's MeteoMark.com, and don't forget, if you want to send me a coffee, there is a link, super thanks. You can smash that super thanks button or my PayPal link in the description down below. You can buy me a cup of coffee. Thanks everyone. Share that video, subscribe if you haven't, smash that like button.